where I live.
IGN Game Scoop.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN Game Scoop. I'm your host, Damon Hatfield. I'm joined today by Ryan McCaffrey, Justin Davis. Scoop. Have you been waiting for this moment?
Product
Placement at its finest. And Brian Altano. And our topic today comes from one of our viewers in the UK, Josh. And he's concerned. He says, I'm from the UK, and like the rest of the world, I'm playing GTA 5. What I've noticed, though, especially on the radio stations, is that the whole game seems to make jokes at the USA's expense. I know it's an intentional satire on American culture from a British or Scottish point of view, but knowing how easily offended people get nowadays, I'm looking at you, Medal of Honor opposing forces. I'm just curious as to why you guys think GTA 5 is invulnerable to this and actually beloved by America.
First of all, your cardigan/sweater thing is amazing.
I already commented on that.
I don't know if it's amazing, but
let's forget about Josh's question. And let
what are you doing at work? You should be by a fireplace somewhere.
I wish we could have a little fireplace. Hello.
Corncob pipe.
Welcome to IGN Game Scoop.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, the game does poke a lot of fun at American culture, and yet Americans love the game.
It's funny. It's well written. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's so...
Is it funny because it's true?
That's
what I was going to say.
That's where the humor comes from. Right? Sure, I mean, listen.
They're not just making this stuff up.
You have to fly past 40 more offensive things to get to that. It's like getting mad that people are cursing in porn.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they're also f***ing.
Yes, they are doing.
Like, I mean, you have to get past this. There's so many layers of things to get offended to before you get to like, and also they called Americans fat.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on there. Like, yeah, you shot a cop. And then someone called Americans fat.
Like let's start. Everyone overlooks the number of cops that get shot in the face.
Yeah.
Like, no, in real life, people are offended when cops get shot, but it's like it's with such a high bar that then maybe, talking about how people don't read books anymore on the radio is.
And
not
it's also, it's sort of a timestamp of where we are right now. Like, I mean, like, there was the 1950s Americana that sort of showed this car-obsessed cheeseburger culture with the cool glasses and stuff like that. GTA is talking about the America we are in now, and America now is fat and
celebrity
dumb
obsessed,
and celebrity obsessed.
That's the thing is good satire. You're not going to get offended by, because it's good.
You're like, oh,
it's
like if there's like
pointing out the just logical fallacies rampant or just hypocrisy. Thank you. Things. Boy, I'm looking real intelligent today.
Told you Americans were dumb.
I know. It clearly needed the pick-me-up.
So I think America is the greatest country on planet Earth, but
America.
America
8.5.
Maybe not so much.
That's
these
as high.
days.
There's no 10 on planet Earth.
America's an 8. Good, not great. But that doesn't mean like most of the stuff is like very true. Like I live here, I'm happy to live in America, I don't want to live in another country, but that doesn't mean that there's not a laundry list of things that I dislike, I think are silly, or groups of people that live here that I don't like. And GTA is ruthless about, it'll make fun of rich people, poor people, hicks, people that live in the city, people of all races and creeds.
I was just going to say that, it hits the left and the right politically, so it's just, there's something in there, if you can't laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Right. It's the South Park law where you target everybody and no one can get offended. Right.
So GTA 5 is the biggest game out there right now. Everybody's playing this game. It has very broad mass market appeal. But I wonder how many people know it's not an American-made game. Right?
Oh, more than you think,
really?
Probably. And that's
realize that?
That's part
I just wonder if that's also significant. It's not Americans making fun of themselves. It's
No, but I think
fun of by
I think
British people.
that's part of its genius is it's the Hauser brothers who live in America now. They live in New York.
That's what I mean. Like, they live here, so it's sort of like,
but they bring that perspective of that, they live in America, but they still have that outsider perspective to sort of have a bit more of a distance.
They're observers.
Than say we do, who've spent our whole lives here.
Sure. I think the most patriotic people in America right now are the ones that really get it for all its flaws, right? It's not just, you take the good with the bad, and that's why you stay here. Like, if you were to ignore the fact that we are fat and celebrity obsessed and illiterate, then you'd miss all the good joy that comes.
Are you
with
making fun of
too.
me from earlier? You should.
I'm not that subtle.
This game that parodies modern American life is popular around the world. Because American culture, American pop culture is world culture, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like
that's our main export. That is our primary export.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work with I don't think it would work with any other country, right? Like a game that parodies modern life in Brazil. Like, would we even get it?
Exactly. Like, I'm
Did we
sure
get
there's-
Sleeping Dogs?
I mean,
Most of us didn't.
No, that's
okay.
and that is why I believe we'll never see a Grand Theft Auto that's not set.
that's why they don't set it. That's why they
yeah.
said
I mean,
They
they
did-
outright said that, right?
Right, and they did a London, one of the early GTAs before it blew up and sort of found its calling and became what it is today. It was in London, but I don't think that's ever going to happen again.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there's only a handful of cities. Like, where else could you set a GTA? Like, these cities that set... Like, you can never have been to New York City and you understand intuitively through, film and
Yeah.
television,
Pop culture.
a lot about what goes on in New York City.
Right.
And, it's the same with LA. I think maybe the Bay Area,
Well,
like San Francisco, could be a city like
they
that.
did that in San Andreas,
Sure.
and Vegas as well. And I think we will see those cities again in some form or another, whether it's maybe as an expansion city for GTA Online or as the setting for GTA 6.
yeah.
I think it comes from a place of truth, which is why you wouldn't see people getting too upset. If there's like a black comedian, then I'll laugh and be like, yeah, I'm white and I'm totally the way that this guy is making fun of me for being. But like, as long as you can see like a kernel of truth in it, then
Sure.
So.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, I don't see any reason to get offended by that. I mean, GTA is a cartoonish look at what we have now, but it's also a look at what we have now, right? I mean, you have to start with the base somewhere and build on top of it. I just think it's more the more realistic video games get, and the more we play them, and the more introverted we become, the more our escapist fantasies are really just like slightly mocked versions of the things that are right outside of our door. I mean, Sleeping Dogs, why I mentioned that is it's sort of like, I don't know if that world was right or not, because I've never been any of the places where that game takes place or any of the things that franchise is trying to do. I assume people in Hong Kong are just driving around
Surfing from jumping from
dragon
car to car.
tattoos, jumping, killing each other and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yakuza everywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, I can only take what I've seen in movies and in TV shows and in video games and stuff like that and piece those things together. But I couldn't imagine them getting offended by that unless it was something that was so derogatory. I mean, there's no one here in America that could stick up and go, we're not dumb and celebrity obsessed.
But I also don't feel like the reason it doesn't offend me personally is because I don't feel like it's poking fun at like when they say Jimmy the Gamer, I'm like, well, I'm not like him. And like when the whole overarching storyline is about private militaries and about Merryweather and about how they like infiltrate all aspects of our lives, I'm like, that's not a decision I made. So it's like, how can I get offended by it? Like, yeah, our country's messed up, but like, I don't subscribe to like, I don't think that. It's not like I'm laughing until they're, thumbing the eye on something that's important to me, and then I'm not laughing anymore.
It's interesting you mentioned Jimmy the Gamer, actually, because that's actually the stereotype that hits closest to home, I guess, to like us or to our audiences. Because I've stayed. There have been days where back in high school, where my dad was like, "You can get a job." I'm like, "No, I'm just going to play Super Mario World or whatever."
The game strikes a weird balance between it makes fun of a character in the game for sitting at home and playing games all day, and everyone playing the game is like, "Yeah, he sucks. Jimmy sucks." As they're sitting home playing the game all day.
Get it together, Jimmy.
He's playing
Exactly.
online. He's making homophobic remarks and like talking about the other players' moms and like.
Yeah.
There are people playing GTA 5 who do exactly that.
Yeah.
Do you think they get it? Do you think
I
they
don't know.
see
They probably
themselves
just
in
think
that
it's funny.
character?
They probably don't. I don't think they spend too
That's
much
what I'm
time
saying.
thinking
Like,
about
I don't see myself personally in much of what GTA is, sort of trying to make fun of, and so maybe that's why I don't get offended too much.
it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the good question, Josh. It is Josh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Josh.
We'll go with that.
Stay tuned for more from IGN Games Scoop.